Okay, should be all working now. Had to take a moment to get the AMD software working, but everything appears to be going. So, yes, that's the wheel. There we go. This is not fully showing. Yeah, the wheel built this off stream. It accidentally built Santa's sleigh. Maybe accidentally, maybe intentionally. Who knows? It's like a massive high performance pickup. And it's got 5 seats apparently. No idea how you would fit 5 seats in this body, but it apparently has. It's counted as a pickup truck, so I'm using it because it fits the largest transverse engine you could imagine. That's besides the point anyway. I just had to show this thing because it was interesting. Especially the colours it chose. But anyway, we have got to make a new one. So we will have to decide, based on the wheel, what it's going to do. Come on. There we go. I like how it's showing the previous cars since I've been taking the images in the photo mode. So we've got some nice images of previous wheel cars that are showing now. And yeah, we can get the wheel. So see what kind of body the wheel wants. Hopefully it'll be something interesting. I did add spin again, as it's showing now. Thought that would be a fun little thing to have. So if it selects it, we spin again. It's almost like it selected it to demonstrate the point. And we've got hatchback. Okay, this is something interesting. Something a bit new. So we have got hatchback. Size, I do need to get the size. So for now, I'll just select body type. We'll go hatchback, see what kind of bodies are available, and then I will change it as and how I need. So this seems like a good starting point. That's a hatchback, and then we'll go see what size we want and see what engine position we want. So I added a few different, yeah, that shows, doesn't it? On the side, I don't know if that's a capture or how I've done it or what, but it does now work anyway. We have got small, medium and large, so I'll use the numbers for that because it's convenient. And we've got a medium hatchback. Okay, so far so interesting. I'll say we should be looking around about 2.8, I would say. 2.75. That sounds about medium for a hatchback. It's not like an absolutely massive luxury thing or whatever, but also not tiny. I will check the engine as well. So if we go up here, the engine will be a... Let's see. I also added spin again here. It's not going to select it. Ooh. You know what? This is interesting. I don't despise it. It's a mid-engine hatchback, but we are going to have to go on here, and we're going to have to find something that supports a mid-engined layout. So it might not be this body. Indeed. So we've got a hatchback body type, I think. Yeah. So there will be mid-engine hatchbacks out there. This is interesting. Like, I'll just hide the wheel for a moment. This is a very interesting kind of crazy super one, and it falls into the right kind of size. So you know what? I'll give this a try. Because if it has dealt me this hand, I feel I'm a mid-engined, mid-size hatchback. I think we can use the mid-engined hatchback body, I guess. Although, to me, actually, looking back on it, that looks a bit more like a, looks a bit more like an estate, even though it's technically a hatchback. This, I think, is one I used before, but that's the SUV it's showing. There is going to be a hatchback version. So, what about the 2.73? These should be the ones that support mid-engined. I can also go likely with something a bit older, if I need to, but there are these bodies. There's these bodies that are hopefully fit for purpose, and then I can change it later if I need to. So we're going to need the number 7 wheel, which should be there. There we go. Number 7. Okay, got the 7. My mind is just catching up here. We've got 6. We've got partial carbon fibre. I will take that. That is not bad at all. I'd like full carbon fibre, but I think that's part aluminium, part carbon fibre. That is a good overall blend. My monitor wants to turn off, so I have to press that key to stop it. We've also got 6 numbers here. And let's see which one of these it gives us. Hopefully not another somewhere space frame. Oh. Things have started getting interesting. Heavy duty ladder. I mean, I can't hate on it. After so many semi-space frames at this point, I'm just happy to get something different. Granted, I will likely be using an older hatchback. Not sure why it's stuttering. But I have got likely an older hatchback here because it's not unheard of to have a lightweight... Not lightweight, sorry. It's not unheard of to have a ladder-framed hatch as much as it's uncommon. And we have got galvanized steel. As far as ladder frames go, it could have been really cruel and given me steel. At least the thing isn't going to rust too easily because it's got galvanization going on. And the top end is partial carbon, so at least the weight is like focused on the ladder. Further down, we have got to get the wheel of 5, and we will do that. And I'm not showing the wheel. But yeah, here's the wheel. Here's the wheel. We've got 1. Oh. Okay, this is ending up very interesting. Oh, it isn't. No, I'm sorry. I already selected mid-engine. I'm being dumb here, but I already selected that early on. So we'll just ignore that roll, and we'll go 1 or 2 for mid, because we're going to go mid-transversal, mid-longitudinal. Let's see. I mean, it could be something. Like, it's definitely making a few interesting choices. And what's going on with this front end, I can't hope to understand. It's making a few interesting choices. I think I could get it working, though. Especially if I go with more of a rally kind of styling. I could get this into a crazy kind of rally car. Which would work surprisingly well, I reckon. Now, it can mess me up here. We've got, where's number 4? That's a 5 wheel. So we have got to find the 4 one. There we go. And number 2. Oh no, number 2. I was so much more excited there, and then I realised what it has done to me. At least I'm not going to have front-only downforce as an option. I have decided that because that can mess me up. And it's got to have double wishbone. Oh. At this point, I don't know. It started off so promising, and even with a ladder frame, it hadn't completely thrown away all hope. Now, I don't know. Like, I can try tuning this. Who knows? Maybe the wheel will be kinder. The wheel has certainly started being mean to me now. Let's just hope the meanness doesn't last forever. You could also have made this work if it let me have live coil or live leaf on the back. But because it's mid-engine, that is not a possibility. So we're going to have to go sedan, wagon, hatchback, coupe. So we're going to have to, for now at least, this is the only one that's suitable. It's very tall off the ground. I might, as I say, be able to get this working as more of an off-roader. But one thing on its side is ladder framed. So if I can get these double wishbones set up perhaps a little firmer, and, you know, perhaps set them up to imitate leaf springs, it may be able to do something. I imagine, also, it could go and, what would you call it? It could go and actually surprise me and create something incredibly good. So we're going to go with the colour selector. And we're going to go, I think, space, yeah. This is interesting, like turquoise. Interesting. Let's see what it actually looks like when we put it in the game. We've got to find the advanced paint mode. Control V. Yeah, there we go. So then I'll actually name it. I'll name it Wheel 1 because if I can find the actual name, I don't know. It's got to be somewhere. Nah, I can't find it. Basic paint mode. Ah, there it is. So this is going to be called Wheel 1. I can change the flake and the shine and stuff. I'm not letting the wheel decide that much. But we can also have a different colour. So let's press space again and it will re-roll. It likes using blue and green. Although this being a kind of darker green, it may achieve a different aesthetic to the ones we've seen before. Because it's not chosen like super vibrant colours. Or it's chosen a vibrant blue and a like very muted green. Almost like foresty, so that could go with the off-roady theme. I could see it working, definitely. I will be going back to the colours, but it's good to have them rolled, so, you know, we have a basis and an idea. I'll probably be changing his body. Now, if it doesn't give me all-wheel drive here, I do not know what to say. But we've got a two-wheel here, so let's see which one it will give us. We've got I shouldn't have said anything! I shouldn't have said anything. Am I going to end up building like a gasser hatchback or something? Because that's the only way I can get this to work aesthetically. I feel like I might. There's also the engine type. Like, what else is going to do? I could still try and build it into a kind of rally car if I get the right tyres and stuff. But the wheel is tormenting me now. It's laughing at me. You didn't want leaf springs on the front? You're getting leaf springs on the front. You wanted some kind of all-wheel drive drivetrain? You're getting no all-wheel drive drivetrain. Now, the engine, at least, we can still make this thing interesting at the very least. So, let's see. Inline? I was thinking, oh no, that's a 1, it's going to be terrible. No, it's just the type of engine. Is it going to give me an inline 3? Is it going to be properly cruel to me now? We've got an inline 4. Less cruel than an inline 3. First inline, like, parts of this make sense, okay? They gave me a mid-engined hatchback, and, is it 105 Turbo 2 they call it, where it was a mid-engine 105? It almost became that. But then you get the ladder frame and the leaf springs, and what are you trying to build, wheel? I really don't know. So I think that's the 7 wheel we've got, and let's see what materials. I think it's been fairly nice here. Aluminium billet, is that? So, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, it's aluminium billet. And then we've got the 4 wheel, which is this one, to select our valve train header type. Direct acting overhead cam. Yeah, last time I got this, it wasn't great. Last time I got the overhead cam, it wasn't great. But this is a 4-cylinder, this is a completely different engine. All I can do is hope, but I feel like this car is just the wheel taking its anger out on me. But Discord Wheel said it's going to make me a nice car. I feel lied to. Number 6, aluminium performance. You know what? This is one of the best headers we have got so far. I think, yeah, it's actually, billet race is probably the only thing nicer, but aluminium performance is not bad. So, if nothing else, this is going to be a light engine. Now, for size, I think I'm going to do 5 litres. Anything beyond 5 litres is just going to grenade a 4-cylinder. 5 litres would definitely be cruel, but I think I could at least get a functional engine with the 5 litres, so I think this is a wheel, yeah. Let's see. And also 5 litres, I can downsize it to almost 4 if I have to. Look, you know, as I said, that's too big. 5 litres is really too big for a 4-cylinder. I think I have a way to make it work, though. At least in this chassis, it's fitting in quite easily. So I don't really have a right to complain too much. I'm just going to get it up to 5 litres. These proportions are not going to be ideal, but they'll be enough to, like, show the engine being as large as it's supposed to. I think it'll be okay. Like, maybe we'll only make 200 horsepower, maybe we'll only make 150. I think it should still be a fun thing to chuck around, no matter what happens at this point. At least the wheel just seems to be getting all its craziness out at the moment, so being as it is, we're at least going to have a pretty amusing engine. I think I can zoom out a little so it shows on the screen, and I don't want to get rid of a wheel yet. We're going to go with 7. We've got 7 options here. This is where I really need it to be kind to me, and it's given cast iron. Honestly, it could have been cruel. Really cruel. It could have given me, like, cast light or something, I think. It couldn't have. Well, cast heavy would not rev at all. I know that much. It's probably, like, the best of a bad thing, and I'm going to take that. And, like, this just feels like the wheel is trying to be cruel to me, but at the same time, it's more of a challenge, and cast, you're making cast in an engine this big. I am actually getting scared now. I am actually getting scared of what you're trying to do, and I'm not sure I like what you're trying to do. Why? Why are you doing this, wheel? You had one job, to make the 4-cylinder usable by going with higher end technologies, and you did this to me. So I think we've got the free wheel now for options. Thank you. At least we get balance shafts. At least we get balance shafts. I don't know what to say about this. I may have to re-roll the size, but as I say, I think I'll make it go at 5 litres, but it'll just not rev very high at all. So we've got 2 options here. We've got VVT and no VVT. No VVT. I've got bigger complaints with this engine for that to really hurt me, you know. At least, hey, this will probably do well as a video because I can say, wheel is torturing me or something. And it is torturing me. So we've got, okay, 4 options here, and then we can sort if it gets a turbo, there's like 3 turbo options. I just don't want turbo to be unnecessarily advantageous. Okay, we're not dealing with it naturally aspirated. It might not sound like it, but that is an advantage. Because it means we have more choices as to get this thing to work. So we've got NA, supercharged, turbocharged, and twin-charged. It's almost like it's trying to build a rally car. You know what this feels like? It feels like someone trying to build a rally car, but they're blind. So they don't really know which parts to bolt together, and it just doesn't quite end up working. So what else have we got? We've got number 2, twin scroll. Okay, that's okay for turbo. I don't think it's going to matter too much as it's twin charged and it's like a turbo assisted by a supercharger. So this stuff doesn't matter as much as it might if it was just a turbocharger. But we have got to roll or spin for this, I guess you could say. The bearing. Are we getting ball bearing? Yeah. Overall, not a bad setup. Unfortunately, it's on a heavily flawed engine. If it went with pushrod as well, pushrod doesn't like revving out, so it would actually be preferable over this. It's like, it really doesn't know what it's doing. Now, twin charge has the advantage here, at least, that having selected twin charged, it did that. Wait, I had a wheel of like 4, didn't I? Did it? Wait, I think that was it, wasn't it? That was 3. I think I'm being extremely dumb, sorry. We also haven't selected the setup here. No, I am being dumb. It was 3, not 4. Sorry, that's my dumb mistake. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we've got a turbocharger. I'll have to redo it. Thankfully, it's holding those 2, so we've not really lost anything in terms of progress. We just have to select a turbocharger, which will be 1 of 3. Thankfully, I caught that soon enough that it wasn't a major issue. And we've got sequential turbo by the looks of it. Yep. Sequential turbo, and then we've got to select what kind of setup. So we've got 2 turbos now, not a twin charger. We've got a wastegate. I don't think it's going to matter too much. It looks like this is like 2 turbos, one per like set of cylinders. Could be worse. I feel like I'm building a truck engine, though, for lack of a better term. The one advantage this has, at least in this body in particular, there's no size issues whatsoever, so we can all try. We've got carburetor now as an option, and I know how the wheel is. It loves carburetors. Yeah, you see, it goes without saying at this point. It loves carburetors. But that was actually why I caught it, because I was like, no, the wheel can't be being kind and selecting twin charges and actually allowing me injection. No, it's going to do this. Imagine it giving me now, like, 1 eco carb. So, I think that's 5. Yeah. 1 eco carb. Let's see if it's going to be this cruel. It isn't. DCOE. I'll take it. No matter what happens now, we've at least got a half-decent carburetor, even if it chooses a single. So this would be the one we need. We have got a 1. As I say, saved kind of by being a DCOE. Like, I don't know if that's a dual carbon one or something. I don't know the specifics, but I know DCOE can push air through an engine. It's not the worst technology. I do feel like this is the most insane car the wheel has built, though. Like, I could get a vision before. This I just don't know. It's not making sense. The numbers aren't adding up, kind of thing. What fuel are we going to get? 3, that is ethanol blend. I think that's like a more economical fuel to petrol. It's supposed to be like petrol, but better for the environment, or something like that. I don't know the specifics, but I think it's okay. Because you could get in a Crown Victoria, so it can't have run too extreme. We've got E92, which is, I think it's ethanol blend, so I think it's like mostly petrol, but we've got like 27% ethanol, if I'm correct. I think it could be doing worse. We've got 3. Performance, you know what, at this point, it's the best option. This engine is not going to rev out, I can see that already. And we have got, of 2, we've got 1, 2. We've got a turbo mid. Okay, it's gone with mid RPM stuff, which concerns me, because this engine, I know it's not going to rev out already. 6 options for the catalytic converter. And we have got a high flow freeway plus precat. I'll take it. At least it's high flow, so it's not going to choke this thing for air too much. We've got, I think 4 is this one. First muffler is going to be a straight through. Is this going to be another noisy thing? Probably sound like a diesel because, you know, how this engine goes. I mean, my diesel isn't even half the size this is going to be. Reverse flow. Okay, so we've got some muffling. It's not a lot, but we have got some. It says it wants to make 203 horsepower at 2500, so this might make some power. I mean, look, it's not going to want to go. I'm going to have to look because I will have a see of what it's actually capable of. You know what? I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it 4,200, half decent torque capability. Now, we haven't selected bypass valve, so I'll have to do that because I didn't choose one of these two. So just give it a chance. And we do get bypass valves. This is good because it's not going to have great airflow for a 5-litre engine. Now, as I say, we do have the ability to change it. Like, it fits in the car with no issues. And it looks like we could make 200 horsepower. It's not going to be great at horsepower per litre, but we are going to have the stuff. I did say I'm not going to have 1 litre, so, you know. If it got a 1, I would have just rolled it again, I think. But we have got a 5 litre. So it could have been a lot crueler. But the reason I don't let it have more than a 5 litre is to make the engine actually work. Is that, I think it's varying capacity I don't want to tweak, yeah. So we've got 4.07. This is good. Like, in terms of, I can go this small if I have to. So I'll probably use that as a starting point if it fits in the car. It does, so that's good. Good stuff. Failed due to valve float. The crank, the torque has got a lot better. So, as crazy as it is, a 4 litre plus inline 4, we do have this capacity to stretch, as I say. We don't have to run it up to the full 5 litres. It just has to be below 5 litres and above 4. So, I don't usually do it, but if I absolutely had to, I could run this engine smaller just to get it to work. Now, I do want to get this working, though, as I say, so can we do anything here? Like, can we change that at all and get it to rev out? No, it doesn't look like it changes anything. I mean, the engine could be worse. It just seems more like an actual heavy-duty truck engine than a car engine, so to speak. So we have got no VVT, and we've got some VVL. I mean, it's going up to 4,200. The thing just doesn't like revving, so the RPM limit. Are you actually doing anything? It does not seem to want to rev up. So I go to 4,500. I don't know. Maybe it's because of how the nature of it is set up, but we can give it a try. It's actually, for torque, if I can put my words together, for torque, we are good. The conrods and everything, they're good. So I feel like we're going to build more of a torque monster, and it's probably not going to be the best engine for this car, but just due to sheer size, the thing is going to get going. Also, I did forget there's a turbo. It's like they're probably messing with it, because it's not a natural aspirated engine. If we can get 250 horsepower, I think I'll be more than happy with that, especially if it's fairly light. It has got leaf springs on the front anyway, so I'm not sure the thing is going to be controllable if I change that too much. We have got 7. Let's see which of 7 options there are. 5, and that is, I think, dual clutch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, fairly kind so far. I shouldn't speak too soon because it needs to select a number of gears. And we have got 5, which is not 5 gears, but it's the 5th one down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gears. I'll take it. You know, this is the nicest it has been, I think, the whole video or stream or whatever. That engine, it just does not fit at all. At all. So did I select, I think I did select longitudinal. Mid-engine, yeah. I think I'm going to have to change the body, because even if that technically fits, it doesn't make sense. Like, you're not going to be sitting any humans in there. It looks massive, though. It's actually like a lorry engine. We have a mid-size hatch, though. So there's going to be options. We're not talking a full-size, massive, gargantuan hatch, but there's enough options. Number 5. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Helical. Helical, I think. I just mispronounce it. I think that's decent. Not like the highest end, but there's clutched race, for example, which is a race LSD. I think it's going to be more than enough. I don't think we're going to make the power that it's completely unacceptable. Need I say anything about the tyres? If I say anything, the wheel will just hear me and start saying something really cruel. And, yes. I mean, if you saw that as much as I did, it was borderline very basic cross plies. Talk about luck. I did not want basic cross plies. It's used cross plies before and it's usually been pretty kind. But with how the wheel is being, I just don't trust it to try and completely ruin my life with tyres. I say that, so 5. Is that hard, long, or medium? I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Medium? Okay. Of all the things it's done, medium radials, it could be a lot crueler, especially since it isn't going to be an absolute monster for power. That's probably on the better half of the tyres we've got for building this stuff. So, what next? We've got 6 options. It's going to give me carbon wheels. Heavy-duty steel. I mean, at this point, I'm in no position to complain. It gave me radials. I do see... Now, I do get a vibe of like a heavy-duty off-roader, even though it's rear-wheel drive. I'll have to see how I can do it. If I can give it a massive contact patch on the back, it'll probably be okay off-road. I'm not going to say anything about the brakes. I know how the wheel can be. We're all better off if I just don't say anything about the brakes. So we've got 3. That is 1, 2, 3 solid discs. That's not a terrible option. So then we've got 6 options here, or 5 technically, because of the way it sorts them. So we have got 2 piston solid discs. And you may know why I'm not saying anything. Because when I say things, things happen. Vented discs, and we're going to need 5 options again for the... for selecting what type. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to take this, you know. Like, it's not a great configuration, but before it's either selected like carbon ceramics or some variant with drum SLS on the front. And as you can imagine, having actual legitimate disc brakes on the front, it's so much better. It might save it. The combination of tyres and brakes might save this from the, let's say, iffy suspension setup. So we have got 7 options here. Let's see. Let's see what 7 options will give us. 3. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Semi-clad. Off-road skid tray would have been, like, right on theme for this car. But I will take semi-clad. Pretty good for aerodynamics overall. Better than having none. Honestly, for aerodynamic properties, it's better than having an off-road skid tray. But off-road just screams off-road. And, like, with where this car is going... okay, with how this is, it's a mid-engine hatchback. I think we're just going to settle for 2 seats. Like, I don't see anything else being practical. And as I say, I will change this body, because this body just does not fit what I'm trying to go for. It just also, it looks like it's a unitary chassis. So if I just show without the wheel, this looks like it's something that would be a pretty normal unitary hatchback from about 2020 or somewhere around there. We are not building a hatchback from 2020. And I see a cheese. Ah, hi Revo. The chat is like not on the correct size of window, so I saw it on avatars first. But anyway, yeah, the wheel has been cruel to me. So I'm letting the wheel choose. Say hello, wheel. I'm letting the wheel choose what I'm building, and the things it chose like a mid-size hatchback, and with the engine in the middle, and then it just went absolutely crazy. It gave me a ladder frame, it gave me front leaf springs, and then rear has to be double wishbone due to the layout and stuff. Yeah, it's been a bit odd in how it's doing things today. And then we have rear-wheel drive, we have the world's largest, like, up to 5 litre 4-cylinder. The thing on the front, there's the avatars, and then there's my avatar. The thing, I think I know what you mean. That, I have no idea what that is. It just did that. I think it's because this body is not made for, I think it's because the body is not made to be configured this way, but I will be changing the body and it should fix that issue. For now, I'm just getting it set up. So yeah, it's like, why has it done this to the 4-cylinder? I have no idea. Also turbos. I think it's going to be better, though, than it maybe could be. Like, I feel like this is going to drive okay. A little kind on the tyres. It actually gave me radials. It could have, like, it almost gave me cross-ply tyres. But I got radials, so I'm happy with that. And then brakes as well. I deliberately didn't say anything, because when I say something, it gives me drum SLS on the front. It has done that many times before. So, again, this car build could have gone a lot worse than it did. We do need to check the aero, but I'll do that a bit later, because I am going to ask it stuff for, like, am I allowed front, no, am I allowed rear only front and rear, or no downforce? I'm not going to do front only, because I tried that offline on a build I did. It didn't work. So, it's just not going to work out. We can bring the wheel back. Anyway. This absurd car. It also selected, I think it selected the colours. I've not got the green on here at the moment, but it selected blue and green. So we've got 3. That is 1, 2, 3. We've got a premium interior. This just gets weirder and weirder as time goes on. It's like the weirdest car I have built. Leaf springs and a ladder frame. Now in terms of entertainment, like, I don't know, usually I choose something that's kind of relevant to the body and then go from there, in letting the wheel choose. So I think we can go and change the body now. It has to be a mid-size hatch, so we're probably looking around about 2.75. This one's from 72, so I have no idea how it's going to work. I guess that's technically a hatchback. And that is also not mid-engined. We need one that's mid-longitudinal, or it just won't work for the purposes. It's just a gremlin. I think it's something like a gremlin. Let's see if this one works. Yes, this has mid-longitudinal. It's just the engine was like impeding on the actual front passenger room, so it had to change. This, I don't know. I'll have to look through and see how it fits. Okay, that maybe fits the engine in some sense of the word. Fitting the engine in a mid-engine hatchback, fitting a mid-engined hatchback engine that's this massive, kind of tricky. So what have we got here? If it loads in, I feel like that almost fits. So we're not on rear engine, I just have to check. We are on, yeah, mid-longitudinal as it should be. I think if we go forwards from the engine, it has removed all my transmission and stuff. This is not good. Oh, okay, the engine doesn't even fit in this one. It said it fit in the other one. Things get complicated. So we've got that. That looks almost like it was made to be. And it says it's technically a hatchback. I see more estate in it, though. I do believe that, like, we need something. So 2.6, that's a little on the smaller side, but I don't know, for a hatchback. We want something mid-sized. But I don't really know how to find the correct body for this. Because it needs to be mid-sized, but there's not a whole lot. 2.73, this looks like a Citroen with a Citroen AX, is it? With various stretched out elements. That's a H van. All we have at this size is a H van. So that's a thing. I do feel like there must be a version, though, that I can use. I did use this body in, like, a crossover. This one, but there's also hatchback versions. I'll have to see what's available, because maybe this car is magic. It's like a Mercedes C-Class and variants. You know what? I'll take it. Like, this is technically a hatchback. Because it's based off, I think, a saloon body. But this is like a C-Class compact, or whatever they called it. And it is technically a hatchback. And it's the right size, so I'll have to have a look. Well, if you want to get really technical, it's a liftback, not a hatchback. But I think we can just cheese it this much. Because I haven't got a liftback option on the wheel, so we have that option. This doesn't even fit. Like, that's the other issue. The engine doesn't even fit in a lot of these bodies. So I might just end up going on this. It's a little to the smaller side, but if the thing fits the engine... Oh, wait. Family hatchback. There's different ones of these. Okay, so we've got a truck. We've got a van. These seem to generally be like hatchbacks. There is one without any rear doors. Maybe two without rear doors. So I think one of the 3 doors would be probably one of the most appropriate things for this. So it's to do with the roof and stuff. I think one's a convertible, if I'm not wrong. And the engine family still doesn't fit. We had it fitting at first, though. Like, that's what's curious. We have that as well. So we've got these different ones. I mean, this one definitely falls into that kind of mid-size bracket. But is it even a hatchback at that point? And it doesn't support mid-engined. This is craziness going on, though. 09, 2.63. Is this going to work? You see, the issue is the body I had. Yeah, the engine does not fit. I'm having more issues with the engine not fitting than I thought I would. The engine does not fit with a current drive type. This is looking like a Ford Fiesta. Will it fit? The engine does not fit. That's tiny. That's 2.4. I think this is like a Porsche. Nope, the engine still doesn't fit. We are having interesting moments here. 2.8. Oh, I can get a bigger key van and it still doesn't fit. 2.84. I have to stay with mid-size though, so I have to stay with what it's telling me. That one fit. Like, that's the only one. Like the one I had. That it fits in. So we're on that when that doesn't fit. I feel like maybe this is my best option. The engine still doesn't fit. Quite an issue because I don't want to change the dimensions too much. If it's close, I could maybe just about forgive it. But this isn't even supporting the correct drive line. Crazy stuff ensues. So this is like barely a hatchback, that's for sure. So we can go, hopefully. Did I Did I do this correctly? Solid axle, leaf, double wishbone. Yeah, it's fitting everything on. It's just how do I go about actually getting it in? The engine doesn't fit. But I can't even seem to get on the engine. Ah, so I've not selected it. That's a wagon. There's got to be a hatchback, though, because I did say it can't just be a wagon, surely. Oh, well. I have to obey the wheel. I have to obey the wheel, but I have no idea how to obey the wheel and actually have this thing cohesively working. 2.82. Is this a different one to what I was on before? I think it is. Why does it say SUV on this? It says SUV, but I'm going to call this a hatchback because it's clearly an SUV. It's clearly not an SUV. Maybe tall off the ground. This is a hatchback, but it still doesn't fit. There's one body. That's the one I had, which works. So we have got 2.72. This I can try. This looks like a larger body, but I think I've already tried it, honestly. I think I've already tried this one, though. That's where it runs into complaints. The engine does not fit. Now, maybe I'll just have to break the laws of physics and put it in a car that it doesn't really fit in. Like this, it fails, but it fits. I don't know, like, what exactly I'm going to do. I can try making the engine smaller, though. Like, this is all I've got. This is all I've got that will work for definite, though, with this engine size. And it doesn't even really fit in the car. So I can try, like, moving that forward a little and maybe doing something with the doors. I mean, all I could think is make it a one-seater at this point. Like, how else am I going to fit anything in here? And that's not great. This is tricky, and I'm not so sure what to think. I could probably change the dimensions. Yeah, I think some of them are mod bodies. I think it's because the basic one is an SUV. Like, I went on one of them. Like, I think it's because either that one or that one is technically an SUV, and it just called all the bodies SUVs. But yeah, I'm stuck with this body because nothing else fits the engine right now until I change the dimensions. It's an issue I didn't think I would have. But the wheel has thrown up some very interesting options. I can show what it's one of the ones it's built before because it's never been this crazy for a random wheel before. So yeah, this one is actually like the first thing it built. And it's actually a very cohesive kind of retro rally car for the most part. We've got a V10, pushrod front, double wishbone rear. For some reason it's got cross-ply tyres, but rally ones. This ended up being fairly cohesive, and it's a nice fun thing to drive. After the fact, we have the one I'm building today. I literally built Santa's sleigh when I was offline. That is literally Santa's sleigh. And I've got the wheel up. I can probably remove the wheel. Yeah, that's Santa's sleigh, literally, though. And it shows the colours and everything, so... yeah, that's something that happened. So we've got certain other things anyway. So I'm going to say... we're probably going to end up with a body like this, but... I'm going to say... 70s onwards, I would say, for entertainment. Or we can just go none, I guess. Like, who knows? It's such a wild car. Who knows what it's built off of? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so I would usually try and match the vibes of what the body's giving me, but it's a bit strange. So I'll just take whatever it gives me at this point. Run with the craziness. So we've got 3. That is third one along. 1, 2, 3. We've got a phonograph. Okay. It just gets wilder and wilder as time goes on. So we're going to listen to a record player while bouncing about on leaf springs with an engine going off right behind our head. That sounds like a perfectly normal experience to me. So 7. I am at the whims of the wheel. 3. 1, 2, 3. It gave me hydraulics. It's been mean to me a few times before, and it's given me, like, manual steering. We at least have hydraulic something. I got a number with 3 on them. Wheel with 3 on them. So, we'll get it. Oh. We don't even get ABS. I feel like the wheel now is just trying to mess with me as much as possible. How much can it ruin my car before I finally brake? So we've got safety options. Again, I'll just give it everything because at this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So at this point, I mean, I don't see any reason to stop it going crazy. I feel it would just probably make the car even worse that way. And we've got 6, I think. Yeah, it's fallen on to 6. So it's a 6th one along. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got some kind of 90s safety. And then we'll go to the wheel of 3 to select our exact safety. Okay. Like, I don't even know. This car is just so many things mashed together. I feel like it's not so much a car as a demonstration on how not to build a car. Thankfully, assisted by the wheel. And certainly, who would buy this? It would be a complete flop if you were to make it in the real world. Because I don't see anyone buying it. And it's got hydropneumatic suspension. I'm not complaining about the hydropneumatic suspension. It's just, why now of all times does it decide to finally do something nice for me? That just doesn't make sense. So we've got 4 wheels here. And then passive sway bars. Could have been crueler. Now, I'll try and lower it, I think. I think I'll try and lower the body because I can't lower it. I can't lower it. I have got an idea, though, to try. Firstly, I'll see if I can change this because of the body and stuff. But the overall chassis morphs and stuff, I'll have a look. Because if I can get something working here, I maybe could, like, save this build and make it less of a disaster. No, I can't seem to drag that out. I wanted, like, wider wheel arches, but it doesn't seem to work. One advantage, I can make up for some of its flaws by just going for massive tyres because they're radials. But I don't know if I even have that advantage if I can't stretch out these arches. I don't want to be stuck on 245s, that's for sure. Yeah, no. The thing is, I don't know that much about cars. But I have a Citroen C5 that's got double wishbone front and, what's it called? I forget the name just when I need it. Multi-link on the back and hydraulics. And I love that thing. But this car, it's like someone took a look at that and they thought, how can we ruin this? How can we keep the hydraulic suspension but make every single thing worse about how it drives? So, yeah, it's like leaf springs on the front. I think I said before on these streams, when I built the other ones, I fear leaf springs on the front. It has realised my fear this time around. So the engine dimensions, I'm going to see what I can do and still keep some sense of revs, because I do need to fit this in a car. So we've got that. I think the crankshaft went down for torque, so one thing I'm seeing here, we do need to even make it bigger. Yeah, so it's like sometimes just making the what's it, the what do you call it, the bore larger makes the torque go up generally in what it can take. For now, I'm going to test this because so much trouble actually fitting the thing into a body. And I mean, I want this thing to go in a different body. This one is actually, I think its bore-wise a lot smaller, so maybe it'll stand a chance. Failing that, I can just make the engine absolutely microscopic and then try and size it up using whatever measures I can. It's presented some very unique challenges that I've not had before on one of these builds. I don't think power is actually going to be an issue. Moreover, just getting the engine to work without exploding in some respect of the word. So I think this is like a Ford Fiesta of sorts, which I tried before, but it didn't fit the engine at all. The engine does not fit with the current drive type. Yeah, of course. I mean, that's the smaller version of that body. I think I need to find a body that's like naturally a little larger. Yeah, they're small. Like, I want something fairly mid-size because that's what the wheel specified. Let's try the random compact Citroen body and see if this has a chance. It does. Okay, I'll take it, but I won't take it because it's a H-van, not actually a hatchback. Gives me hope, though. This is definitely pushing mid-end... No, this is definitely pushing mid-size a little, whatever this one's based off of. Maybe a Toyota Corolla from the 80s or something. Yeah, but it's like, I'm going to try what I can. So something, I think, almost fit in that Citroen type body, but that's a H-van, not an actual hatchback. I can try the Mercedes body again, because even if it says it's an SUV, it isn't an SUV. So we've got, yeah, lift back, but look, I've got to stretch the limits where I can. The Citroen body was almost perfect, though, because it actually did fit something there. I know that's like the Renault 5. That's definitely a smaller car, though. I wouldn't quite say that's mid-size. Again, this one I could try and push the limits. Okay, we have got a body which is kind of mid-size and fits the engine by the looks of it. And then we've got this one, which I think is a bit different from what I had. And it only supports front-engined. Okay, well, that's a different issue. This is probably the best body I've got available. It looks almost like a 90s Civic, but modernised, for lack of a better term. So, I mean, I don't think we're going to need more than 2 doors. The engine's in the middle. That looks better. Like, I can kind of get this to work now, I think. The brakes suffer, but the engine actually fits. So, I've managed to just about overcome. I've had to stretch the limits of mid-engined a little and use a slightly smaller body, but at this point, I just don't have a lot of choice at all. So, yes, actually, it saved me. In a way, this wouldn't have fit if the engine is selected to go in an all-wheel drive drivetrain. So kind of a wheel basically trying to ruin all chances of this becoming an off-roader actually saved me by having it fit in a body. So the wheel's kind of cruelty has actually saved me from the wheel's own cruelty. Such a strange thing to say. At these dimensions, though, I think it can make some power and it can actually move. It's awful, but it is awful to try and tune as well. And I think even an awful car, as it stands, can actually have a function. Where's the body morphs? Yes, finally, we can get big tyres. Like, that's why I so had to change the other body. Also, it just... The engine, despite claiming it fit, it really didn't fit. Could probably move the front end back a little, I don't know. Now, I can't seem to move the front end in. Like, I would have liked to move that back, but it doesn't really let me. I have bigger issues right now than what's it, approach and departure angle for off-roading. Yeah, it's like they clearly made this to have the engine in the front, but then just on the off chance enabled mid-engined engines, and that's what I'm really leaning on, maybe a little too much. Can go 17s, I think. Yeah, I mean, the engine, it would fit in a, it'll probably fit in a pickup truck, but we're not just trying to put it in a hatchback, remember. We're trying to put it in the middle of a hatchback, where you don't usually put an engine. Like, even a Clio V6, just a V6 is generally a better size and shape for this kind of car. Hence why they used a V6 and not just some massive 2.8 litre 4-cylinder or something. I think Porsche had a 3 litre 4-cylinder. Like, that's the largest I know of. That's a car engine. Just go on this briefly because, believe me, the engine issues caused by the wheel's random decisions are nothing new. I'll show you. This engine, it's transverse. I can probably zoom in. Oh no, I'll just try and remove the parts because it's easier. This engine is a 9 litre supercharged V12. And guess what it decided to do? Transverse. And all-wheel drive. That's literally why it has this body, because I had to change the body to something that would actually fit the insane engine it specified. It does make 580 horsepower though, so it's at least powerful to make up for some of the weight. I don't know what the 4-cylinder here is going to have as a redeeming factor. I'm just pleased it didn't give me an inline 3. So, you know, it's still, the worst part is that even after everything, it could be a lot worse than it is being. 1882 kilos, almost 1900 kilos. And that's with partial carbon fibre for the body. This is weird. It's weird, but then that's what makes me love these wheel cars. Because they just make no sense. I think we probably don't need anti-roll on the front. I can say that much now. Because they're leaf springs. They're not exactly going to roll anyway. Since they're just very stiff. On both sides. I did that with the other car as well. But that with the other truck. But that was leaf springs on the back. That kind of made sense. The car has strong oversteer. Yeah. Of course it would have strong oversteer. It's rear engine. It's rear-wheel drive, I mean. I keep thinking it's all-wheel drive because it's built a number of all-wheel drive vehicles. Yes. If it says it's oversteering now. So, they're the kind of tyres we want. But I don't know why it's not letting me put them on the front. It is. I'm just not able to adjust it properly. At least, look, we have a redeeming factor here. In that the engine is... And that the wheels are insanely wide. Because that's all I got to fight the leaf springs. I don't think weight is going to be an issue. The thing is that the engine is so big it's going to make torque regardless. And how are you making 300 horsepower? How are you doing this? This engine is supposed to be terrible. How is it making this much power and actually quite stably? I guess it's got turbo lag, but still. I feel like this should not be happening. Because I've had an engine, I had that V10, and I had a flat 6 later. They both made just under 300 horsepower. If they're to be beaten by this insane 4-cylinder around a track, I don't know what to say. Like, I think I say my car has a 4-cylinder, but it's a 2 litre 4-cylinder turbo. It's not a 5 litre. That's just a little too large for a 4-cylinder engine. And we have got... How much power is this thing actually going to make? I mean, the torque's going to grenade itself, so it does not like all this torque, but still. I've made the engine about as big as it can for bore, while still fitting in this body. Sometimes it's a bit of a weird cheat method, but you can just like artificially restrict the torque by completely getting rid of the intercooler. Not necessarily a good idea in reality, but as you'll see on the right, we do have some pretty extreme torque limitations. And it is not really obeying those torque limitations. So we're going to reduce the turbo. We want some turbo power, but we don't want enough to really grenade the whole engine. I would say rev it out, but I can't do that either. Because it maxed out at 4,400 RPMs. There is not a lot of revs available. Yeah, it just says something like... What this makes me think of is, I think General Motors has a modern truck engine that's a 4-cylinder, but they've engineered it quite a lot for torque and not for outright power. But that's what it makes me think of. It doesn't make me think of an engine that you would put in a hatchback. Because I was kind of happy when I got the hatchback spec, because I'm like, I can do something with this. This could be a fun car to build. And then, leaf springs, ladder frame. I shouldn't complain too much though. Like, it could have been a lot crueler with this engine than it was. Honestly, a 2 litre would struggle to make this kind of power. It's just the torque, as you can see perhaps on the right, it does not want to survive. The other thing I could do, I can make the engine a little smaller. As long as it's over 4 litres, it is within like the size it's specified, I would say. So at the worst case, I could do that, but I don't know if that's going to save me for torque. I think 4.5 is still, like, close enough. It's definitely the upper side of 4 litres, so we've got that, and it also looks like that might just about wheel in the torque to a level that I can manage it. 250 horsepower I'll be pretty happy with. I had a V12 in the front of something, and that only made 200, so it wouldn't be the worst engine we've built on these wheel builds. Got to keep the revs down. I can also try the what's it? The balancing mass, that was it. So I think I may have gained a little with the balancing mass. It doesn't always seem to do anything, but it seems in this case, maybe. I got it up to like 100. Yeah, I did. I got it up by 100 RPM just by slightly increasing the balancing mass. Just these engines can be like quite on edge. When you build crazy engines, it can be kind of on the edge of the limit to, you know, just breaking into the next RPM. So just a little bit of extra balancing mass, and that probably allows me to rev it a little higher safely, and crazy stuff going on. So VVL RPM. I could try changing that, but to what point, I don't know. It's like when it kicks in, I think it's also the turbo, to be honest. I think the turbo is also like liking higher RPMs, and that's not something I want too much happening with. Could try reducing the boost a little. Okay, this is still making power, but it's reducing the torque quite a bit. Now, can the turbos actually... There is no turbo lag. I don't know if it's because the turbo's actually doing nothing, but that could be the case. There is also this cam profile and all that I can lower, which should typically, yeah, bring that right back. Every Tater engine and... yeah, I mean... The engine isn't at the back, but it's in the middle, technically, but... I'll show you another thing it actually built. It's just appeared there. This is insane as well. This is another thing the wheel built, talking about rear engined. It wanted, I think, a mid-size sedan or saloon, or whatever you decide to call it. And it gave me cross-ply tyres, so I had to go with tiny wheels to get any width out of them. And that's why I just ended up making it look like a ricer. Also steel wheels. So, like, I decided to take that. I'm going to make it look like a ricer, but actually kind of fast. And if you can see on the specs at the bottom, very heavy, but it makes 814 horsepower. And it put the engine right in the back, which is, I think it's like a quad-turbo V8. All those turbos. Yeah, it's a quad-turbo push-rod V8. Like, that thing is crazy. I actually kind of like it. It's got, that's also got struts on the front and double wishbone on the rear. Much better suspension at the very least. But it just gives us such random choices. As I guess it is a random wheel. But I think I can get this working. It's just stuck with this wide height because of the leaf springs. So I'm not going to be making it look any lower. I might as well just try and run with it being some kind of off-roader, even if it is rear-wheel drive. A Dakar vehicle or something. Like, that's the only way I can think of it being. But the engine here, back to the engine, it's actually better than I thought it could be. Granted, if you look here, it accepts 433 torques. I'm on 412 torques. So, yeah. I think there is actually... I mean, aside from the fact there is actually one hatchback with the engine in the back, and that's the modern Renault Twingo. Bit of an odd decision, but I think it's because it also came from a Smart 4 too. So, very unusual choice, but those are a couple of cars that use that idea that I've just thought of. But they're rear engine, they're not mid-engine, so mid-engine is a whole different game. I think they made the Alpine mid-engine on the newer Alpine. I mean, that was rear-engined, but they made that mid-engine because I guess it makes sense in a modern age. Springs and lifters, I believe they will need to, yes. So finally, lowering the springs and lifters, I have kind of got it back to a sensible RPM for power. I would say I want more power, but as I say, I've had that crazy V12 in that front-wheel drive crossover, which had under 200 horsepower, so I'm still not making the least powerful vehicle of all of them. Most of them ended up a lot more powerful than this, but this isn't the worst. It's making some power. I think we can maybe lower the RPM, but I won't be trying that yet. So, it's not saying much about the compression. I think I can try changing it a little if it makes it work better. Lowering that made a little more power. Yeah, I mean, mid-engine and rear, like, they're both kind of at the back. There is the Japanese key trucks, and I think the Hiace and stuff, they actually are technically mid-engined. First gen Toyota Preview as well, or Estima as they call it, they were also technically mid-engined because the engine was just behind the front wheels, so it's strange and slightly confusing. Mid just basically means the engine is between the front and rear wheels. But it's such a vague measurement that it's like, should you really be measuring a car this way? It just doesn't quite make sense. Try boosting the turbo a little, and that is getting incredibly close. I can try changing some other stuff for now. Oh, carb size. I've not got the absolute best carbs, so maybe I could force more air through it, indeed. Single DCOE configuration is actually decent for what this is, but we do need to push more air through this to make power, and it seems pushing more air has actually lowered the torque. We are onto something. As much as I feel like I should, but I don't actually hate this engine. It's falling into place. Taking a bit of time, but we are actually getting a usable performance engine. Can't say the same about the leaf springs. I don't think I'll ever like leaf springs on the front. I get they have uses, but then even so you could just get live axle coil and actually have springs, so that's a thing. So 233.9. If we can make 240 without much tweaking, I think I'll have to take that. It decided once to give me no catalytic converter whatsoever. The environment hates that car. The trees probably move in its way when you think you're about to crash into them as an act of vengeance. I don't know, like Forza, I'm sure the trees move in front of you when you're driving. Totally not a skill issue. I think header size actually improved a lot. I do feel like this can make 250. It's not going to be an easy job, but I feel it can make 250. If I can do something here with these settings maybe to reduce the torque, I don't know. It's not got turbo lag per se though, like it seems to lag a little, but at like 1500 you're completely out of it. It's okay for power. Mainly it's just the torque that lags. The power doesn't really have lag. I take it. Like, for what this engine is, it surprised me. I'll admit to that much. Like, the engine could have been much more of a disaster case than it actually is. You can try changing the VVL a little at when it kicks in and stuff. So we've got VVL profile. And we have got 4300. Oh, yes. The torque and the power that we need are within our grasp, almost. I need to just go for a moment, because I have toilet needs, so I will be back soon. Okay, it has taken me this long to realise I don't have music. I had the music ready, but I stupidly didn't turn it on. There. Should work now. I think it takes a bit of time to start. There. Don't know if that's too loud. I think that's okay. It is now done. And we can hopefully get somewhere with our tuning. I am curious that when I've done this, how it will do on the 0 to 61. Okay, so it looks like the VVL profile, getting that lower, and also the springs and lifters lower, is probably what's going to play to my advantage. Have I put that too high? I don't know. It seems to like kick up the power though, but after the actual thing has finished. So after the power curve has finished, and the power curve has to be chopped off because yeah, nothing existed at the very beginning of music. Apparently, I'm also eating an avatar. Why has she just gone and stood there? I did start a command, so I need to think of something to ask it. Is silence the best music? I have, I changed the 8-ball command because I messed with this stuff. So it's now my character's lore and that. I'm going to say that and it's not going to work, but I did try and change it. Sometimes it gets fussy if you don't enter a capital or something like that. It's going to decide not to work at this moment, I think. Sometimes it doesn't connect properly, I don't know. I need to try this again because if this works with a capital, I tell you, like, it's weird, but sometimes it's fussy with a capital, sometimes it isn't, so... Yeah, that's 40. That web's too high, though. I've almost got the conrods and pistons at the same RPM, though, which is actually accidentally impressive. Ah, now it works. It's just always saying it's not functioning. That's actually surprisingly typical for my 8-ball. It's like, are you working? No. It happens far too often. Like, you're not working. Okay, so that's why you answered my question. Okay, so we can lower this cam profile a little. As bad as the hand it's dealt me might be, as I say, I'm getting 250 horsepower. I'm going to have to return to this when I've done other stuff. Fish. There's also a few avatars. I've got Perella, which is the pair of my character. I've got Sakura. You can use that avatar if you enter Avatar Sakura and the cheese. And then I've got the Vocaloid pack, and I think I've got a Among Us crewmate as well. So I did have a Aurella one as a work in progress, which is better than Perella, but the hair animation on that is a nightmare because I was trying to do it so much more detailed. I mean, this is making more or less 250. Like, it's already making 25% more than a V12 I built, so I can take that as a definite win. And now there are 2 Sakuras. So that's how you change it, avatars and then the name of, like, the Vocaloid or whatever. I could use Goomy, actually, because green hair, so... So it was 240. Header size is helping nicely. I think I can call this about 250. Maybe not exactly, but... As I said before, it's definitely capable of this, and there's definitely better ways of building a engine. This was almost exploding as well, which is something. Interesting. So if I can do this, I don't want it to rev too high. I just want it to rev to the point at which the torque gets low enough that it's not going to grenade the engine. Technically, that's within limits. I don't know if Sakura hates fish. I've never actually wondered that myself. But yeah, the thing is, I don't know what happened in Stream Avatars, but it's got something like 16 responses now instead of 8. Because I was playing around with Stream Avatars, and like how that happened, that it's somehow got a lot more responses now, I don't know. But that happened. There's also the Discord, I think, in the channel description, where I do have a few of these car files posted. So if there's automation, then it can just import them and mess with the completely weirdly built vehicles. Just mention I've got that there. I think I might do the other two are done off stream as well. So we've got a manifold size. Look, I'll take this. It's within limits, apparently. Actually, the power curve, I kind of hate just how good it is. Sounds like garbage, but Sakura wonders if she likes it. I don't know. Sometimes she just says like things like, I don't know. It's funny if you ask if she's like wigged for Battle Royale, which I think I have to do it as a mod, but I think I have to do that, or a mod has to do it or whatever, but should start the Battle Royale unless I've done it wrong. Yeah, so that's also a way to win the the dodgy cryptocurrency guy coin that only works in my streams. I mean, it was gold, but I had to go and mess with everything. Wait, is this doing 6 seconds 0 to 60? This car has no right to be this fast. I am scared. This car is scaring me. 160 with leaf springs on the front. This car is not supposed to be this quick. That pickup truck with like 580 horsepower was only doing 180. How is this doing it with 250? This is absurd. So we have the car. I do need to change the wheels. Now, it's basically specified Steelies, but it said heavy-duty Steelies. Now, I don't think there's like any major difference cosmetically, but I think if I went with something that's more like pickup truck wheels, it would kind of change that. They're definitely not Steelies. Can go with like old muscle car wheels. Now, I think there's got to be pickup truck wheels somewhere though, and that would kind of tie it together visually. Yeah. Safety test. I feel like, you know what I feel like it would roll over? I feel like if you tipped it over, if you went into a corner too fast, it feels like it'll tip over and grip roll. I don't know though, maybe the front leaf springs are so bad they wouldn't let it grip roll. So we have everything. Yeah. I've just seen something. They don't quite work on here. I don't know if it's tire width or anything, but actual truck wheels. Why do they actually work? I don't know, it's like sometimes work, sometimes don't. I think they're armoured car wheels. I do believe I need pickup wheels though, as I say, so it should be like utility or something. There's rotor rim. There's actually some hubcaps. There's a hubcap pack somewhere. Modern utility. These actually look okay. Like, they look like they could be sufficiently heavy-duty Steelies. Yeah, that's 500 guy coin. There's also, I did have it set to gamble for a joke, but the slots work, so I don't know. There should be like a little slot machine on the avatars as well when I do that, yeah. So there's fun things you can do with it. So we've got engine fitment. Again, as I say, it's just luck at this point. Like, it doesn't have all-wheel drive. The last crumb of luck that I still have. Got a 4.5 litre 4-cylinder. Sounds like junk, but it's okay. Because it's fast. Faster than it has any right to be. The only thing it's lacking, surprisingly enough, is gear ratios. Like, it could do with more gears. So we have... Yeah, we've got 3, 4, 5, 3, 8. I can change them. As I say, this is one advantage, though, to having it set up with radials. And something I think is going to come quite useful as it changed. So, the brakes. I'm not going to complain about these brakes. They're not drums. So we've at least got not alloy wheels, sorry. We've at least got solid disc brakes. It's for reverse. Usually you'd have vented discs and then solid, but I think we can make it work. They suffer from severe brake fade. Is that the front or the rear? If I just make them as big as they'll go. So it's the rear brakes that suffer from brake fade. I think I've got rid of the worst of it now anyway. So, the wing and stuff. I was going to ask it that, like, how much aero. I'm not going to do front only because I did that before and it just made the thing completely untunable. I think I'd argue it's even worse than front and rear leaf swings, to be honest. So, I can bring up the wheel. I think we're going to need 3 different numbers, which will give us a choice between between, what's it, rear, all, and none, I'll say. Because I had my eyes closed. But yeah, so we're going with none. You know what? I'm happy. This thing is going to really move. It might as well just match the insanity at this point and just not give me any aero whatsoever. So, we can do the design now at least. I think there is still technically, even without any aero added. Yeah, we can see if there's cooling flaps or no cooling flaps. I guess it's not as much aero, but I tie it into the same idea. So we've got 1, which is none. Okay, so I don't change anything there. I think I'll actually use the Goomy avatar. Seems like the Goomy Vocaloid is actually getting a lot more popular recently, which I find interesting. So for so long I think people just wanted Miku. Like, Miku was just the Vocaloid and no one really cared about any of the others. So... Ooh, Corvette lights. These probably won't work. It looks sad now. They look kind of like Ferrari lights. I think they're some form of Corvette lights. I kind of don't like this, but I love it at the same time. The car just, it looks like it's not angry, it's just disappointed. I could give it a Lexus grill as well. I think there's a Lexus grill. Yes. Hopefully it makes sense what I'm doing here. It's gonna look insane. But the whole car is insane. I doubt I can at least ruin it completely with this. They're gonna have to come to the front. I feel like I should hate this, but I just don't. It's almost like a car that makes fun of all the modern cars in design. Yeah, I mean, Teto has been popular recently. For a long time, it was just Miku, though. I think it was like one song in 2009 and like Luca was the most popular for a very brief period, but it's just like Miku was for so long all they wanted. I feel like, well, technically, Teto isn't the same like Krypton as made Miku and a few of the others, so they probably don't like Teto because it's like cutting into their profits and all that. I don't know how to make this thing look really cursed. Oh wait, I know. Just a hole. Just a hole into the engine bay. Now I feel like if we go with... The thing is, this car... I'm past trying to make it look sensible at this point. Why not just turn it into like the monster it is cosmetically? I'm gonna make it look like it's blushing with the indicators or something. Also, I don't know how to add indicators apparently. Yeah. Yeah, the Lexus probably does only work on Lexuses, to be honest. But the point here isn't to make it work; it's to just make it look completely ridiculous. I've built these wheel cars and I've tried to make them look kind of sensible. I just want this to look ridiculous, because that's actually what it is. I do have the other colour, actually, that the random wheel selected. Like, I'll be honest, this is not my best design work by any shot, but... it's so insane, I think it just about kind of works. Nope. Seems things do get, like, stuck inside the bodywork, though, which is a little odd. It's weird. What's really weird, though, I mean, is how you can look at it from different ways. Like, if you look at this from a certain way, you could say, well, it's a 4-cylinder hatchback with 2-wheel drive. There's nothing unusual about it whatsoever. 67 indicators. I probably can't put that many, but I will certainly put a lot of indicators on. I think I know what to do. You know, like trucks have all these little lights on the grille. I think I know what to do here. So we'll go... probably make them chrome. So we somewhat match. I mean, on the rally car type thing, I did go a little crazy. I just put loads of lights on it. I mean, I feel like now I'm just building the anti-BMW. Like, BMWs don't have indicators, so I'm going to build a car with 1 million indicators. I'm going to try and duplicate these. This car is like, as I say, it's like the anti-BMW. They're going to indicate, and they really want you to know they've indicated. They're going to make sure you know that they've indicated. There, you are going to know when this person indicates. All those turn signals. The colour is a bit messed up. I can fix that. So we have 2 colours that we can work with. I think I might go with green for the main thing. Like, this is the wheel colour. And then we've got Rebuild. That is the second wheel colour. Ah, so much stutter. Like, why is it suddenly doing that? So we've got trim. Oh, I've had an idea. I think if we can find the front and rear bumper. You know what? That colour mismatch looks absolutely cursed. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think a BMW driver would buy this. BMW drivers probably cower in fear when they see one of these on the street. Honestly, I don't blame them. I would cower in fear if I saw this thing on the street. I would be worried it would fall over around the corner. When I'm trying to just corner, I would be so worried that this thing would just fall over onto my car because of the leaf springs. I just thought, this is, I can put pink on, yeah. Like, I wanted to do the, I've actually got a way of integrating that, because I did want to use the real colours, but I can put a little bit of pink on, and I think I know exactly where I can do it. So, get back to the colour menu. Pillar trim, that's going to be green. And then we do have the wheels, if you see where I'm going here. I feel like I need the most obnoxious hot pink ever. Can go with painted iron, so it like really stands out. Maybe, I don't know, maybe not painted iron. Ooh, chrome. Can we get chrome pink? Yes! I don't know which one. I think that one. Sakura pink, I'd call it. This is so cursed. But I love it. Yeah, to be honest, that's fair. I would probably think the car industry was a mistake. I feel like horses would look at it and they're like, you replace me with that? Seriously? I'm not even angry anymore, I'm just disappointed. There's got to be a roof somewhere. I think it's here, isn't it? Yeah, the horses would be like, you could have replaced us with anything, and you chose that. You know what? I've just thought another thing. We need to make this extra sporty, because you know bonnet scoops are indeed sporty. But how do we make this thing even more sporty? Is this what I think it is? Yes. I could make the roof mustard yellow. I mean, I don't want to completely throw away the whole design, but I can change the roof and the wheels. I think I can get away with that much. So we want to duplicate these. Like, this is how we get intake for the engine also. I feel like it's about to fire missiles at you because you call it a name or something. It's like, you dare insult my leaf springs? I'll show you I have missiles. I mean, they're not lined up perfectly. I think it's good enough. You know what I could do? What would be funny? I could actually roll. I could actually cheat the color roller and see, and like force it to oh dear, like it was just going. The browsers went blank for a moment. I can just cheese this and like keep changing color until I get a yellow, and then like I can say, hey, the wheel decided upon this yellow. I totally didn't. Oh, that's not yellow. But I think it's hurting my eyes, and I think that means it's good enough. So, if I can find the... there's a place your undercolours on. So where's the bonnet somewhere? Roof, sorry. I can probably get rid of that. So this, I think this should be a good enough colour for the... roof line. And the wheel did totally choose it, by the way. Oh, I didn't copy the right one. And now the browser is kind of crashing out on me. I hope this is still streaming because... I don't know. Recover Edge. I have no idea if this is still streaming or not. I could find another device or something. Come on. I don't know what's going on here. Come on, please. I can't see anything on the browser side. Automation is working, but Edge is just being so odd that I don't have any idea if it's still streaming or if it's just completely crashed. Well, the music stopped. That's one thing I can say. This hasn't happened before. Is it because I tried to cheese the system? I don't think it's working. Well, I got the green. The completely aggressive green. Alright, this should resume, hopefully. I don't know if it's working. I think I tried restarting Edge. Everything seems to have come back. Everything has not come back. Why is it that window that's crashing? Technical issues. If something came up on stream avatars, so that's working. I saw the speech bubble on stream avatars, but I don't know why it's not actually running on Edge. Well, I might have to bring Chrome out. I don't know. Chrome doesn't want to open, though. Okay, restore. I mean, it says it's streaming, and the avatars are still up, but I don't know if it's actually doing it, putting anything out. I think my PC is just not liking this. I feel like Microsoft Edge is just having an issue moment. Because I think everything else is working. Automation is still running just fine. Well, everything was working just fine. Don't know if that's showing, but automation is running. I'm going to have to try on this monitor, because... Okay. Will Chrome load up? Alright, we've got to go on here. Okay, so yeah, that's actually the. I've finally got this open on Chrome instead of Edge, because Microsoft Edge is just completely failing me right now. I've got Google Chrome up and it does show chat and stuff. So yeah, the one I've put here, it's what I call the Sakura mobile. It's one I built offline, not as a stream or anything, but yeah, now you tell me Microsoft Edge isn't responding after all this time. But yeah, that was I couldn't see what was going on with the stream for a while. So I think I finally got everything running again. Yes, you can probably see that Microsoft Edge isn't responding. Yes, okay, Microsoft Edge isn't responding. But I think I've got bigger issues. Like, I've had to open up an entirely different browser to actually get the stream showing. Rather some delay on there. But anyway, I think it's because I think I'm getting some kind of weird divine punishment for manipulating the wheel into creating such an ugly shade of green. But it is up now, despite the issues. Actually, I've had an idea. How to make this more cursed. Just take away all the metallic flake and make it like really shiny. Yeah, that should be a more cursed colour. It's also called obsidian. We're like, yeah. I think I just want to finish off this wing because I couldn't quite finish the design while it was having a panic attack on me. I'm kind of amazed at all it was still going, honestly, throughout all the everything collapsing. Interesting. So that covers that. Yeah, let's just have the roof done like that then. That is a really agonisingly green paint colour on the roof. But I will add the smiley face. The star thing on there, you're supposed to be able to use the jump command to get it. I'm being slow, but that's supposed to be how you get the star. If you can do that at it. We have the tail lights. I feel like those lights can look terrified if I do it right. I kind of need ones that actually like fit though and don't go with the curve of the body just because of how it falls. Some of these might work, I don't know. Yeah, they kind of do. Ooh. They're cursed, but I kind of like it. These look like properly cursed though as tail light eyes, I don't know. Could give it a surprised face instead of a smiley face. Oh, I might have had an even better idea. If I can find the grills. Where's the grills? Here. So this is going to be the dumbest thing that I've ever made in a while. No, actually, no, that could work as a smiley face. That's also engine ventilation, so that's not actually a bad idea at all. Because it is mid-engine, so we kind of need ventilation to the back. I've actually just realised that. Like, that makes the front grille going nowhere even more ridiculous. Because there's no engine behind it. There's nothing behind it. So that will work. Nice teethy smile, and then what do we do with the teethy smile? We add more to it. We add a tongue, which I think I can do with a bumper bar. Maybe this. So, if this works as I'm hoping, this will be brilliant. Can probably go on a 3D to make it work. Oh yeah, the music did stop. Could add teeth, but adding teeth, the issue is, even though I wanted to do it, it would take ages to do it. This isn't going to stay Chrome, but I will get it working, hopefully. I can usually build a good car that's not totally cursed. I don't know, maybe my mind's having a moment, but this is cursed. Yeah, yellow tongue now. There we go. It's not ideal, but it looks vaguely enough like a tongue, I think. Maybe if I did just put it at the, more to the edge, maybe then it would work. Looks like a puppy, and it's probably going to wag its tail even more than a puppy with this crazy configuration. I'm a real artist, trust me. Oh dear, I messed out bad. could put it in the middle, yeah. I wasn't sure how to get this working, so I just put it at the side. I will need to like relocate where the music is because I lost that with Edge. Rest in peace, music. There we go. It's so cursed. Oh no, I know, I've had another idea. I've had another really dumb idea. So we can go... And I didn't mean to grab that measurement. Exhaust nose. Oh no, this is fun. I'm having too much fun destroying a car here. Well, to be honest, I would say it was already destroyed. I just made it worse. But they're the exhausts. Yeah, I was saying about the music. If I can just find it. And I don't know. I think I've made too many tabs of random stuff, and now I can't get back to live streaming because there's so many tabs. There we go. Can probably just make this whole window wider. So, and it at least continued where I started off with the music. So that's a thing. The weirdest thing is, though, I've not seen drop frames in OBS, despite the whole PC basically forgetting how to stream. I'm going to add something here because there's like... Oh, this is an idea I've had. So L basically meaning like loser. We're going to have two of these. So the left one will basically say, this car is a loser. I am learning stuff to do. Can probably make that this car doesn't know what an L is, but it's taking all of them. They're floating. They're also floating. I think, is it on 3D? Yeah, it's on 2. It's on 3D. I just need to put it on 2D. There we go. I don't know what to think of that. It's a face. It does kind of look like a J, but it's an L to me. It's Chrome lagging. I'm sure something came up on the avatars as a comment first before it came up on Edge. Not Edge, Chrome. Anyway, this is I've just realised, where do you put the number plate on the front? So the front not only has a grille that goes absolutely nowhere, it also doesn't have a it doesn't have anywhere to put the number plate. I don't get it. Something else I wanted to do. We're going to need ventilation, so I thought there is a cursed way I can think to ventilate this. Which one of these looks worse? Oh, yes. This is how our engine stays cool. Two of them vents? No. We need more than two of them vents. But I do need to change the colour to match the craziness. This is how our engine stays cool. There's just massive holes cut into the roof. Exactly, a side number plate on the door. That is perfect. We have 5 vents. Oh yes, that's true. 4 is not enough. How foolish I have been. We need one at the front. It doesn't even go over the engine, but we need an extra vent there anyway. I've got to put number plate on the roof now. That's already full of vents. We've already cursed the roof. Yeah, that's perfect. We can say this is a California car pretty confidently because it does have a catalytic converter. Therefore it is economical. I thought, was that old movie from the 70s or something, and it had like that truck and it basically collected license plates? Hopefully this makes sense what I'm going for, because I think it like ran cars off the road or something and then collected the license plates, something like that. Now, this is the idea I'm thinking I'll run with. We don't know which is the real license plate, or if any of them even are the real license plate. They're all license plates, and they all belong to this car, but who knows where they came from. So yeah, it's from... This car now is simultaneously from... simultaneously from California and Great Britain, as it says, or GB. Can have a Japanese plate, and then I'll add some European one to the other side. I don't know if this is exactly in scale, but I think I maybe could do that. No, it does not like the grill. Not grill. It does not like the side. I don't think. I'll have to go 3D to get this working. Don't like using 3D so much because things don't just bolt into places easily. If I could get a taxi sign as well. Like, you'd have to be a madman to trust this as a taxi, but there's a USSR number plate. Might as well. This car is now simultaneously from somewhere in the USSR. I don't know if the USSR is even around anymore, but this car is from there. Finland, yeah, let's have a Finnish number plate on. No one knows where this car came from at this point. I'm totally not just labelling it up so no one really knows it came from my country because I'm ashamed of it. Where would the Liechtenstein one be? I don't know. I'm guessing it's like some yeah, I guess it's Ukraine and Russia. Kazakhstan or Turkmenistan, is it? I'm probably mispronouncing that badly. I can't see a Liechtenstein here. I think I could also... any ridiculous names. The brand is going to be Wheel, but... I could call it any kind of ridiculous name, if it works. Just call it Failure for now. But I could call it any kind of ridiculous names that there are. I think they're just variants of a UK one I've got. And, ooh, trucks plus buses. It can have a trucks plus buses one for Beware, but on the side. Yeah, that sounds like a fake place. I don't know. Like, I mean, I think Pakistan is real. I don't know. It sounds like a fake version of that. Or is it Stan? I don't know. I'm mispronouncing all the stuff. So we've got 59 to 1980. I get the feeling it's simultaneously from a communist state and from somewhere else. I have thought I could put it from simultaneously from like Russia and Ukraine because it would just make no sense whatsoever. So I don't know if that's from somewhere. That's Finnish, isn't it? that face always gets me. Should have enough engine ventilation with all these holes cut in the top. So we need door handles. And I have an idea. I have an idea what we're going to do with the door handles. Just put a keyhole there. Good luck opening this car if you don't have the key in your hand. And I've kind of messed up there. Is that done that? Yeah, that's gone on 3D as well. Like, I don't need it on 3D. This is, so this is going to be... This is going to be, the only way you can unlock and open the car, I think, is suitably cursed. So there's suicide doors for a start, but you also have to have the key actively in your hand to get in that keyhole and open it. Otherwise, you are not going to stand a chance of getting in this car. The mirrors, because this car doesn't strike me as very high quality. So what we're going to have fender mirrors. However, they are not going to be pointing the correct direction. There we go. You know it's a quality automobile when they mounted both the mirrors wrong. Like, they couldn't even mount one of them correctly. It looks like it's got little hands now. I don't know. A part of me feels like, what's happened to my baby? But also, yeah, it's not exactly a good car, no matter what I do to it. So, I feel like throwing the avatar across the screen. Okay, so what speeds are we doing? Doing probably too much. That's all I know about this kind of speed. How is it this fast, though? Like, this isn't slow. That's what troubles me. Especially not for something that's built this way. Like, it's almost 2 tons and has 250-ish horsepower. For that kind of spec, this is not a slow car. Oh yeah, I'm going to try and just copy that because I'm not good at... All I can do is hope that doesn't mean something else. But anyway, it doesn't even fit fully. Absolute failure of a car. I copied and pasted. That's how you know I'm good at typing. Honestly, this car has just ended up, like, bad, but it's so comically bad. $15,000. If this ends up costing the same in BeamNG as that, like, super Santa truck or whatever you'd call it, then, yeah. I'd like to have some words with these engineers, because that was actually, even on cross-ply tyres, that was a legitimately good vehicle. This is not a legitimately good vehicle. Somehow I feel like it could look a million times worse, but for now this is what we've got. No one actually knows what country it belongs to. We have 2 seats, which makes sense because you're not going to have more than 2. Right, suspension, I think. Suspension is our one chance to save this, I believe. So I'm going to go for drivability. Because when I've done this before, like correcting these cars, it's been all about drivability. I'm guessing we're going to go a lot stiffer on the back. Because for some reason I looked at like the stream window and not the automation window. That's where the drivability score is. I'm messing with sportiness, not drivability. I want maximum drivability. So we're going to want some camber by the looks of it. Yeah, no one knows about this car. I mean, I don't know. It's like... I do get the feeling, though, that this is cursed. Like, it appears in your nightmares. You've never seen it before in your life, but it appears in your nightmares. It's like, you see... Right, this is a lore behind it. You see massive, like, amounts of orange light outside your window. And then... it backs up through your wall, and this is the first thing you see when it goes, like, reverses through your wall. I feel like that back end, it makes it look like it's some kind of SCP, not an actual car. But I love it because of that. So, what's the weight balance, actually? I have to see. Imagine if it said perfect weight balance. We've got 54% wear. That weight balance has no right to be so good. Yeah. That's one argument I make. Is it a car from your dream, or is it a car from your nightmare? Or is it in that weird cross-section between dreams and nightmares? It has no ABS as well. Just gonna mention. After having the leaf springs in the front, you don't even get ABS. So... we've got, I could probably make the front tyres wider. Tends to oversteer. If I can fix the tends to oversteer this way. Okay, so it'll go quite wide. Before, the car tends to oversteer. I think 335s are a good balance. Your dreams have meaning, and then this is the dream you think of. Seriously though, it's simultaneously both the best and the worst vehicle I have built for this series. So, semi-clad. I mean, it's fast as well, 1900 kilos and like 250 horsepower, and it somehow does almost 175 miles per hour. This has no right to do 175 miles per hour. As I must mention, it's within 10 miles per hour of that, like, hyper truck, which had all-wheel drive and alloy wheels and stuff. ABS, no less. So it says the front dampers are hard. So the dampers can definitely be softened up a little. The rear dampers are hard. I can't lower it. I'll have to remember that. Like, I can't lower this because of a leaf spring. So somehow making this car look so ridiculous, the ride height doesn't seem as weird as it could. That's why I don't like front leaf springs, though. How are these rear dampers still so hard for the measurement standards? It's somehow got, like, honestly, from what I've built, 52.8 drivability isn't near as bad as it could be. Like, this could have been ridiculous. Like, absolutely absurdly bad for how it, like, gets drivability. The brakes are suffering, but I can fix the brakes. The brakes have enough performance. Imagine if this is like the nicest thing I've ever built to drive. The little car that could. I'm not sure I want it to, though, whatever it could do. It was in the 1999 World Rally Championship. But it was withdrawn because too many people were having nightmares after seeing it compete. The rear brake force, it's not complaining about the dampers yet. I suspect there's going to be a lot of performance in the anti-roll bars. I don't think I need anti-roll bars on the front because leaf springs, but I think aligning the rear, the best way I can do that is probably just limit the roll. And indeed, the drivability appears to follow that ideology. I don't know what I'm talking about. I forget things that happened 2 seconds ago. Oh yeah, the 1999 World Rally. This car competed, and it did very well. But the people who saw it competing, they all kept having nightmares. I'm just making up random lore, I think. It doesn't look like it's from 1997 or 1999, but people don't know the true lore of it. It changes shape and it changes form all the time. Okay, so we've got more rear camber. I think it did that with like the rear engine BMW type thing as well, just loads of rear camber, but it did work when I got to drive it and it actually drove surprisingly nicely. So I'll try that for now. That is a lot of rear camber. To be honest, I don't mind if this thing has extreme rear camber because it'll just increase how cursed it is. I do think I have to change the track width on the front a little because I have that ability and it'll probably stop it rolling as badly. It's complaining about the stream bitrate. It's not dropping frames somehow. So we have the engine somehow fitting in here. The drivability score in the top left. I didn't mention it's there, but that's what I'm using basically to measure how drivable this thing is. Because I've done it before with these cars, and it has saved them somewhat with poor builds. I'm not sure if there's any saving the leaf springs, though. Ooh, softening the front end seems to make it drive better. To be fair, they are extremely stiff because leaf springs, so that makes sense. .6. Yeah, I mean, I can understand that the drivability should be terrible, but it's 55.5, and I think like 55 to 60 is typically what the wheel cars do, even ones with much more sensible setups than this. That's what I find absolutely crazy. And I know tuning can go a long way, but I would think this car would be so ridiculous there's no saving it. But it does appear like it's actually going to drive okay if this is to be trusted. I'm not sure I entirely do trust it, but it has done a job before of making the undrivable drivable. Stiffening up the front anti-roll is apparently helping it. It's the top left corner as well on the screen. That's where I'm adjusting for. It should be green at the moment as I'm doing this. Yeah, the 2005 Nürburgring testing of this car. It actually did well, but it did well because all the other cars, all the other cars went into the dirt because they were so terrified of staying on the track at the same time as it. So it just basically won by default, not because it was quick, but that's how it won the Nürburgring record of the day. And it was the fastest car in that day. The number of scrapped cars also went up quite a lot. All the lore this car could have as to why it exists. So we've got 56. A bit of extra camber for good measure. I don't think it's going to drive well, but for the power it has, I actually think it's going to drive okay. Basically, this is a game saying, how much camber would you like? Yes. Surprisingly enough, it doesn't want more than like 2.7, 2.8. Just to show how ridiculous the camber is. Looks almost like something's broken, but then getting leaf springs to work is not going to be an easy thing. I mean, it's either going to be brilliant or it's going to be horrible and bouncy. So, the rear camber setting is high. Yes, I know it is. The lack of anti-lock brakes, I think, are going to do it in. Because it might actually find a handling balance of sorts, but then it'll just throw it all away. So, what's the overall brake force that we've got? 42.9, not as bad as it could be. It was banned. Why did it take them like 61 years to ban it, to fully ban it? Did it keep making officials like happen to leave their jobs? Like, no one knows why, but they just suddenly announced they were leaving their jobs the day after they saw the car. And that they would no longer have any power to make decisions. Okay, so that's 42. The brakes are not all that great. The one redeeming factor it has with the brakes is that it's not going as fast. So, 42, yeah. For some reason, like, I don't know why it's doing it, but the comments come through the avatars much before they come through the browser, so I have to wait for like 5 seconds or something to actually read the comment. Unless it's very short. I don't know why it's doing that. Seems to be like pretty much instant on the avatars, and then it just takes ages for the browser to catch up. So we've got 53. I don't know what I'm doing. My head's just not moving quickly enough. Okay, so I think we can probably get a little bit of extra performance out of it. Try making the rear brakes larger, see if that does anything good. No. That's interesting. So I kind of need them to be bigger because of brake fade, but don't need them to be too big. So we've got 42.1. Is that 42? 42.1. Okay. I'm getting somewhere. Needs quite a bit of braking on the back. The issue is without ABS, you have to have perfectly settled brakes, or man does it hurt when you try and actually step on them, and it just either understeers into a hedge or it'll oversteer because there's too much rear force. It's a nightmare to drive a car like that if it isn't set up correctly. You can have good setup brakes on a car without ABS, but then this car has so many issues. There was actually this Blu-ray I had, it's The Car, and it was like this thing, no one knows what it is, but it just goes driving around hunting everyone down. It's an odd thing, but it was interesting because like no one could actually make sense of what it was, because it doesn't look like anything. It's actually, this is like the 21st century version of that. Because they just called it The Car, but no one knew what it was. Like, it was probably some car-shaped demon or whatever. The car was banned in 2077. Yeah, it's like the mystical car in, what's it, Cyberpunk. Has it... Chrome appears to have closed. Don't know what's going on with this. I think it should still stream, but... And I've got the recording as well. Why my, no, why my, thing is doing this, I don't know. And now it won't open Chrome. I will still try and do what I can, while also trying to get it to open stuff. Like, the PC normally runs just fine. I don't know if it's... I would say it's because I'm trying to record simultaneously with OBS, but OBS is fine, and OBS isn't causing the issue, it's the browsers. The machine probably just needs a good reboot, but no less. I've got to try and do what I can. I mean, there's always Firefox, but... I don't know, like, I can't see the Chrome. You probably can't see it because I have, like, the stream up on Chrome usually, but you might tell the music's stopped. That's because the, I get the YouTube thing up on Chrome, and then I have the stream avatars, and, stream avatars is still functioning, and I think the stream is still functioning, but the web browser has completely closed, so I can't see what's going on. I just know that it is streaming. Like, that's the only information I have. And I guess drop frames as well on OBS, but... Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this today. The edited video probably will be somewhat better, but... Yeah, it's not usually this bad. Because all I'm recording as well is this primary display. I've got another display, and that's where everything is going wrong. So, yeah, that's why it's not showing, because it's on a secondary display. All right, so do a little bit more testing on the other display. Not other display, on the thing. The brake force is very high. Yes, of course it's high. The rear tyres are low. I don't think any of this stuff is actually serious. So I'll just do a little bit of final adjustment to try and make the thing work, hopefully. And 57.4. I think a little bit of adjustment on the camber and the anti-roll bars, sway bars as it calls them. There we go. So this car should be almost finished. Well, about as finished as you can get it. And how do we do the gearing as well? Like, I think I set this up okay. Gonna try opening Chrome again. Nope. Google Chrome does not want to open. Apparently Microsoft Edge is open, but also not open at the same time. Not sure how that's happening. Yeah, so I think it's still streaming, but it's just I don't have any information on that. I could try, if I have Firefox on this PC, I could try that. The only thing I could do is think of getting a phone and like see if it's showing up on there. Normal horseless carriage. I think it's horseless carriage. As I say, unless it's a short comment, stream avatars won't show the whole thing. And I've not got the usual chat window up, so that's why not everything will show. Like, every time, I've done a number of streams and it's worked every time until today. It's just decided everything's going on. You know what I think it is? I think I've worked it out. It's this. This car came into being and it's destroying my entire computer. Like, it's slowly destroying everything. I wouldn't even be surprised at this point if a PC sets on fire. So, just to add insult to injury, this car is actually cursed, I think, in the real world as much as it is in the actual, like, lore world. I think this is actually, in real life, cursing my system. So, that's a thing. I think I've messed this up. Like, I had 6.2. There we go. See how long I can lengthen the first gear. Not very long. .2 I think is the most I'm going to get out of it, which in fairness isn't that slow. This is not the fastest car, but it's also not the slowest. So I'm going to have to save this. And then I will hopefully get this done. Just a quick reminder as well, this is as low as the car can go. I cannot lower the suspension any more than this. So, yeah, make of that what you will. We've got, most stuff is left. The safety is from the 90s, actually, so it could be from the 90s. But I don't know. Reminds me of a car, as I say. It's like no one actually knows what it is or where it came from. So I think they're the settings I want. I will now export it. Hopefully, if all goes well, I can get it in BeamNG. And if I can get Chrome open or something, I can like open the stream and see. Because I have very little knowledge of what's actually going on with the stream. If I try, I might open Windows Task Manager and try and close some stuff that's not being used. So I will also save the car file so I can upload that. And then I will just put this image up while I try and save save my setup from failing. Task manager, where are you? And now the mouse is like lagging. Adventures in my PC. Task manager. Should be able to open BeamNG while I do this. So... ooh, maybe opening task manager is fixing stuff, I don't know. Is BeamNG actually open? Something's happening. The whole desktop's gone black. I think it's reopening Windows Explorer or something. Like, I don't think it's showing on the actual stream, though. But the whole PC seems to be having an existential crisis. Okay, can it open anything? I do want to actually get some Beam open and drive a dangerous, scary thing I've created, but I don't know what's going on with the system. No applications are showing in the taskbar. Is it opening Beam? It may be opening BeamNG. Through all of the fire and flames, it may be opening BeamNG. Although, I don't know. Okay, so... where is the Steam? I'm honestly just, like, waiting for something to work on here. Maybe I need to open it through Steam. It seems almost like it's trying to launch Beam, but I don't know. Okay, Beam, will you function? It made a noise, for all it's worth. I mean, if a PC is just completely broken today, I'll probably get to drive it at another time. The car has been, like, created and saved and everything. Now Task Manager isn't even responding. Am I seeing BeamNG opened? No, I am not. I'm going to just try and open... like, as I say, I can't even see the stream window, so... the only way I can stop the stream is by stopping it in OBS. Like, my browser is just not working. No, BeamNG is not launching. Could try closing a few applications and stuff. See if I've just got too much open. Closed a couple of, like, minor applications now. If this saves it, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to restart the PC. Because I don't see Beam opening otherwise. And the whole stream is just completely broken on my end. Even if it's somehow still working. Yeah, so it won't launch Beam no matter how much I try, so I'm going to have to reboot the PC and then return very shortly. Okay, so I should be getting the avatars up. Should be getting the avatars up in a moment. They appear to have connected, so... Yeah, that car has cursed my entire system, and I think it destroyed the recording on the AMD software. I've done like 4 of these streams before. It's not done that before to me. Anyway. Where would the car be? I don't know. Where does the car want to curse? I'm thinking actually I could do this one thing. I could try taking them around the automation test track when I make them for... See how they actually time trial. So... Yeah, so I can find where it is. Yeah, it does seem to be showing now, which is good. So... Gotta be like normal racetrack, surely. Handling course. Racetrack, that would probably be it. Give it 3 laps around here. Let's select the cursed being. What's it, the absolute joke of a vehicle or whatever it is? I think I did something with the controller. No idea what it was. It made a noise. Seems very quiet. Can't hear it. But I can hear kind of, but not very much. There is dual clutch, so we have manual gearing. Oh dear. Front leaf springs are not easy. I'm not even looking where I'm going properly. It understeers so badly. And I'm in third. I needed to shift up. I've got 3 laps, so I should be fine. It handles like it's front wheel drive. It is rear wheel drive only. The one thing it does have is power, surprisingly enough. But then it's still inexcusable just how heavy it is. You kind of hit the end of a power band and it doesn't resist loads or anything. It just stops going. The engine seems to be getting a little hot. It shouldn't with all this cooling. You can hear the air hitting all of the various surfaces. You can't hear the engine. I'm amazed it's this quiet. Oh dear, gotta slow down, because if I don't, it'll understeer. And this is probably the better side of how it could handle. Oh dear. No, 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 no. Ow. Okay, well, that's an attempt to do a lap. I'm gonna have to give it another try. I'm only gonna give it 2 laps this time though. But because it wrecked itself before it even hit the second lap, I mean, I at least need it to have a chance. Probably better I drive this from the exterior cam, to be honest, as well. It really does understeer. Somehow I expected it to be quicker. Come on. There we go. Come on. I would say I was in too high a gear, but it was understeering so chronically that I would have made the corner if I was going too fast. It just has no auditorial feedback whatsoever because it's too quiet. Didn't expect that for something that's only got one good muffler on it. Maybe it's for sneaking up on people. Oh dear, I got to slow down earlier than I did before. That's when I wrecked a car because I weren't going at a safe enough speed. I'm going to have to slow down well in advance because if I don't, oh dear, if I do, then that's what happens. If I don't, at least somehow... and my controller isn't working. Sure there's batteries or something. No, just put parking brake on for now because I do not have controller batteries as it seems. I did have like charged batteries somewhere. I have found them. The batteries for the controller. So it should now be drivable if I start the controller. Have I done any damage? Yes. I'm going to have to give a car another try now. I mean, it's not fair, but sometimes things are like this. Is this coming through the headphones? Can't hear a whole lot. Yeah, it is. Had the volume dialed on. Oh dear. Come on. Drives like a boat. It's actually a car, but I mean, it drives bad. I feel like the invisible boatmobile has more predictable handling. Well, not predictable, but more... probably more turning. M5, manual 5 that is. Travelling at some speed, but it's scary, especially when your controller runs out of battery. Oh no, I'm going to have to step on the brakes. It does seem to like sliding under brakes. I guess there's always understeering under brakes, but that's the issue. Okay, the thing, I kind of broke it, but it still drives. So I'm going to try winning with this. It's at least not front wheel drive, so that's not going to affect our drive. But I'm going to have to get so much better at controlling the car if I'm to get anything out of this. It's just so easy to make a mistake, because you forget how completely messed up the setup is here. You can kind of hear the 4-cylinder growl, but it's beneath layers of what is this thing? Come on, try and hold third and get some speed out of here. Kind of damaged it a little bit. Slow, and then third. It does pull quite nicely with the torque. And I'm not going where I'm supposed to be going. Creative track liberties. Track limits. I broke too early there, but I never know quite when to brake or how to brake. Those front leaf springs are something. And then I seem to expect it's all-wheel drive. It isn't all-wheel drive, it just understeers like it's got front-wheel drive, which it has not. Manual 4. Might have to slow down a bit more. Into third here especially. Or second. Come on. And I understeered off the track. It's not got any problem with oversteer though, which is kind of curious. It's just understeer. And when you go around a corner, it's nothing but understeer. Really pushing it to the absolute limits there of what I can get away with. Fifth gear. I am scared. Over 100 in this thing is terrifying. And there's no ABS, so you see there, like, I was trying to control it and it understeered. That's how the damage was done the first time around. But you just step on the brakes, it wants to go in a straight line, but also oversteer at the same time. How I'm even getting this round a track is amazing in its own right. Damaged front axle isn't really hurting it though. The car's issues itself are. Because I can deal with this as it's not front wheel drive. It's not really going to affect the drive performance. It's just like how it handles a little. But the car handles so badly, it's not actually going to really hurt it as much as you'd think. So when I've got this lap, I can try something else. Maybe even use the BeamNG's pricing to see what car I have that will price-wise compete with this. Come on. Round you go. Got to keep the revs up so it does actually have some go onto the straightaways. I'd say this probably is the worst driving car I've built. I've built ones that are kind of iffy. This just doesn't handle well. It doesn't even handle, like, bad. It doesn't even handle, like, explicitly badly. It just doesn't handle well at all. It's just not a nice thing. It's not bad in a fun way, I mean. Maybe it would become fun bad if it had, too much power. But this just doesn't have any power. Well, it has 250, but it's not a lot. So, anyway, I think that's been 2 laps. We can see how this is done, hopefully. So, we could go to free roam. Start free roam, I don't know. Okay. It's spawned this thing, which is better. Yeah, you see, this is what I built before. It was wheel prompts, but this actually goes and corners. That's why you put leaf springs on the back, not on the front. Because the suspension is it the inverse of what the other one was? Yeah, it is. The suspension on this is like turn the other way. Double wishbones on the front, leaf springs on the back. And it handles so much nicer because of it. That's why you don't do things the other way round. This handles, that did not. So what have we got for pricing? Because I'm curious. That's not a real car, but we have these. It's somewhere here. The new one. So cursed it doesn't want to show up. There we go. A mistake of a car. It is... it's somewhere. I have lost it. I have lost an entire car. I can actually put wheel in and it'll bring all of these up. So... it must say somewhere, because it did say the price. So we have got... it's a turbo, yes. It did say somewhere what price it was. Because it had a price. I don't know. Ah, there it is. 30,154. So we've got that. This is cheaper. This is cheaper than that. That's just insane. Now, how about this crazy thing? This is more. So then we have a wheel mystery party wagon. That is like the most expensive and the slowest. So this one is the cheapest. Wow. And that one's actually the nicest looking of the lot. So the Wheel Car RS Frog Edition, and then this one I think is broken, but that is a lot more expensive. So we're going to go with the Wheel Car RS Frog Edition because I believe it's pretty close to price. So 37.93. I know it's probably going to destroy this one, but yeah, it's a little more expensive. So I feel it could be interesting to see how they compare because canonically, according to this, they're both worth about the same amount of money. So we can see main menu, there's time trial somewhere, yes. It hasn't shown the best times, but that's because I kind of broke the car a bit and then I didn't finish the third lap, and that's why it has messed me up. Unless... single lap, so there we go. Yeah, so it shows up now, that's the single lap times. The best I got was a 2:54.552. Now, as I could tell you, this one is going to be better. Like, it actually makes some kind of logical sense. But I'm interested, because the other one was like 2:52, was it? Or 2:54, something around there. This one should be a lot quicker. But we'll have to see. It's certainly more powerful and lighter. And apparently, it costs about the same. Would you believe it? So we've got to see. I don't think anyone would refuse a V10 high-performance rally car over something that just doesn't make any mechanical sense whatsoever. But let's see. This is definitely making a lot more smoke, would you call it? Oh, a bit of a drop there for the RPMs, but it's okay. Oh, cut that corner. I forgot how much fun this was. This does understeer, but it's not as bad. And this has got a 4x4 system, so it's actually understandable as it's sending power to the front that it maybe wouldn't get as good turning as a rear-wheel drive car. But the other one was rear-wheel drive, and it managed to have incredible understeer and no oversteer. in a rear-wheel drive vehicle. But that's the other thing about this, you're getting 4 driven wheels. I do notice the gearing feels kind of long, but that might have just been something I've improved upon in the time since I built this. Oh. That suspension travel is helping here, you see. This also has suspension which is somewhat higher off the ground, but it's not leaf springs, so it actually has decent potential on the tarmac as well. Oh, this sounds so good, and I think it has ABS. Yes, it does have ABS, so I can kind of step on the brakes without worrying the thing's going to try and destroy me. It's not the most predictable, but as I say, for something that's within 1,000 credits of the other one, I think about 500 off, to be honest, in terms of the automation currency, it's really no no comparison. But it's also convertible. Like, you're expecting the other one to compete with this, and I don't think it's going to happen. It just has grip because of that 4x4 system. And even though it clearly doesn't have the most torque in the world, it still gets going. The engine in this is actually half a litre smaller, so that's another thing. Even though it's a V10, it's got half a litre less. But the thing handles. The other one just doesn't take corners. This one does. And the brakes, these are drum SLS on the front, and it's still out braking that car. Weight no doubt will help, but still. Anyway, we have our first lap down. I think the other did a 154, so if it did, that's actually quicker, but I doubt it is quicker. I might have been misreading it. It might have been like 254. I'm trying to like hold second gear here so I don't have to shift up and down all the time, but I'm not sure it's so much working. Okay, so it doesn't like shifting down to first when you could carry more speed. That's good to learn about how to carry speed. Ooh. That was not great. I managed to kind of keep it pointing in the correct direction, but I cut too far to the inside. No less, I feel if I make a mistake in this, it's because I'm being foolish and trying to carry too much speed. The other one, I made a mistake because it's just not, it's not predictable. You brake and it decides whether you turn or not when you are braking. That's not what you want. You don't want a car that just decides when you're going to steer for you. This, at least I know, it's going to turn when I tell it to turn, in some capacity at least, don't it? See there, like, I completely lost control of it, but I managed to turn it into more of a front graze than the other car. It's done some damage, but I think mechanically it's fine. The other one, I would have completely destroyed the vehicle trying to do that. Like, that's a big difference. Give it some grunt in second gear. I think I'm on the second lap now, and as I say, mechanically this thing is fine. I just grazed the front pretty aggressively, so it's not going to be in perfect condition visually. The other one, it just didn't brake well enough either. So you stepped on the brakes, and it just didn't brake well enough to make up for its flaws. I've completely messed this up, but I think third lap I can get a good run in. Even if I don't, it's probably still quicker. I feel like I might have damaged something. Maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just getting thrown about a little. So first gear, I want to kind of charge up the power and then shift, and it should work better. This engine is pretty nice. It's not the most powerful I've ever built, but it's a nice power plant. There we go. I feel like that 4-cylinder in the white car could have been pretty good. That's the upsetting thing. But it got that car. Because there's been worse engines. That V12, as I say. The V12 is not, it's not the best engine, but the 4-cylinder, maybe in that car it would have had the space and it would have been able to fit and actually do something. Not in this case where it ended up in a car which really didn't like that kind of engine. The car probably wouldn't like any kind of engine though, let's be honest. It was just messed up. Try cutting this corner, but maybe not as aggressively as before. So I'm going on the dirt a little, but I can recover that. Things could have been worse. I feel like this lap has got something going for it. I'm not going to say it's going to be my fastest lap ever, and I could never do better, but the thing is certainly going. I mean, I can just tell already this is going to be quicker because it has more power on the absolute high end as well, even if the gearing isn't perfect. I messed that up bad. Somehow this thing is still going and going quite well. I'm going to make what I can of this time because I thought the front end would be completely destroyed to the point I couldn't control it. It's just that one corner has it. That one corner just seems pretty aggressive on cars, and it does not have rear downforce, so that really does it in. The only other place I could try is like off-road, but I don't think it's going to be that great. This is still on rally tyres, so it's probably going to be even worse than this, even if this has open diffs and... Oh dear. I made it around that corner somehow. Probably lost a bit of speed though. But I somehow got it pointing in the right direction again. I don't know if this will be the fastest lap or if the second one will. I can see this being the quickest lap, but yeah, it's not done any favours for the car, that's for sure. Somehow it's still cornering even with that front end damage. It is definitely not driving straight, but it's close enough to straight. This not driving straight is better to drive than the other one in perfect condition, so I can take that as a victory. Come on, power. Yeah, it's veering slightly to the right. Let's see what we've got then in time, in these terms of speed. So this did 747.839. 37, is it? Okay, 232. 237. I don't know if that was the first lap. That was the quickest though, 232, and then, yeah. The failure of a vehicle. That's like over 20 seconds slower. That's what we're talking about. So, as I say, I think I found a fair enough comparison. This is, according to the wheel, this costs about the same, maybe a little more. And then, if we ring up the other one, the current vehicle, it is somewhere. Has it gone and hidden in shame? I think it's gone and hidden in shame. I think it's gone and hidden in shame. So we have this. Spawn new. The avatars aren't showing, are they? Well, that's the thing. I didn't think they were up. Anyway, I have done my testing for today, I think. Why do I feel like this would be nicer to drive going backwards? You know what? This doesn't actually handle half bad backwards for what it is. Like, okay, I've built a car backwards. I think that's what's going on here. It's backwards. Like mid-engine front-wheel drive, it could pass, and leaf springs on the back. It could pass for like a Japanese van or something. It's not a Japanese van. It's a hatchback, and it faces the other way. There we go. As I say, I can give it a little bit of a go off-road, see, or in some form of a sense, see how it does. You know, it's not as bad at just climbing up dirt, hills and stuff. Considering how bad it is on the tarmac, it's not actually too bad there. Maybe it's to do with the ground clearance, I don't know. And then we can go up here. You see, it does build speed pretty solidly. Like, it's not too bad at building speed, but then it's just... when you have to step on the brakes. Honestly, I'd lie if I said it wasn't more stable than the car RS, but it's just, you get nothing. Like, you see, I'm turning here, and it's just not turning. That is a pretty serious issue. What's the point in putting front-turning wheels on a car if they don't actually make the car turn? I actually had a similar car. It was much better configured by this. Like, the test vehicle I did before I did the wheel streams, that understeers horribly, the Bob the Brick. Although that, granted, wasn't as much of a wheel car. It was just test, can I use the wheel to choose a few parts. It wasn't near as controlled by the wheel, so that's why I don't really want to count that as a wheel car in the same regard. It almost comes alive on the dirt, though. For the better and worse parts of things, it actually kind of turns on the dirt. It does not turn on the tarmac at all, which is strange. Oh dear. For all of its issues, though, that is what the car has come out as. Can we get the indicators? I think Q, is it? No, it's not Q. So, there's got to be somewhere. Is it these keys? There's got to be a, there's got to be a key. Well, I found out how to turn the lights on, not the indicators. I'm trying to think, like, I don't know. This is where the car's lights are, though. Yeah, it scares me. This is a stuff of nightmares. But anyway, gonna leave it here with the car that very few people know anything about because it's from so many different states. And I'm gonna say goodbye until another